Today we're here with friends and colleagues to celebrate the 25th year of the sinking of the Chaudiere, our very first major artificial reef. She was sunk on December 5th in 1992. We're here just to dive on her and enjoy her structure and everything that she brings to the marine environment. The Chaudiere is unique because it was the first of a series of destroyer escorts that we sank. So being the first ship, it was a bit of a learning curve for us in her preparation. She's lying in a beautiful condition right now. She hasn't moved an inch. Marine life thrived throughout her structure. We see some deterioration, but that's to be expected in the marine environment after 25 years. But for the most part, she's fully intact and will likely stay that way for the next 50 to 100 years. The Chaudiere was intended to be sunk upright. The holes that we had in the ship were not quite large enough. The ones that were there were a little bit too high on the ship. You know, that's the lessons learned. We've compensated for that, and we know exactly how to sink them. And all the other projects since then have all landed properly up on their keel. Although it went down on its port side, it's still a functional artificial reef. So a door became a wall, and a wall became a door. So you'd have to think your way through to get from one point to the other. So it's just wonderful to go back and swim around her structure and visit various areas of the ship that we remember when they were not colonized, and now going back and seeing concentrations of marine life throughout the vessel, inside the vessel as well. One of the nice features about the Chaudiere is the fact that the forward turret remained with the ship. We fashioned some barrels on it for aesthetic purposes, and they're still there, and they're still looking like the real thing. The story about the bow of the Chaudiere being the blunt end was really substituted from the Kootenai, who experienced a crash with another vessel. And so what they did was they swapped out the Chaudiere nose, which was intact. So that's why it's got that blunt end. That was also basically the fait accompli for the ship as far as her decommissioning. That's when we embarked on working with the Navy to take the ship and convert it, repurpose it as an artificial reef. And now it's a functional, long-term, stable marine habitat. It's really gratifying when you swim along the hull of the ship, the outside of the ship, and you look at all the stanchions and all the outcroppings of the vessel. You see all kinds of crystal tunicates on there. You see bryozoa. You see a myriad of life all over it. Plumates and anemones abound in all stages. Some engorged, some are small, some are large. You don't have to go very far to see a lot of marine life on the Chaudiere. You can just concentrate in one area and spend your time just photographing everything you see there. All of our artificial reefs have their own particular biological personality. What we see here, we see, on other vessels as well, but sometimes in different concentrations. She's definitely mimicking the natural reef environment, and that's exactly what artificial reefs are supposed to do. We did some maintenance work on the ship today. Divers went down and helped to install 2 diver floats for added safety. It's good to have at least 3 floats on these large vessels. So 2 more were installed, and now we've got a full complement of floats so that divers can do their proper ascent and descent with the safety lines. It was great to swim down and touch her and to look at her again. I remember every part of her, and I remember parts that were in better shape than they are right now, but she's in great shape still. So lots of fun, just a wonderful dive. We've got a little birthday cake in honor of her success as an artificial reef, so we're here with friends and colleagues to commemorate her sinking and to pay tribute to her as an artificial reef. We're very proud of the work we've done. We're very proud that the ship is holding up so well as a marine habitat. Here's to Chaudiere for 25 years.